Over 40 years ago, my guest faced a health crisis and discovered that food is much more than a mealtime sustenance. Food can heal. Janet Jacks wants you to be as healthy as you can be, and her 5 Goodness Me stores are helping countless people write their success story. It's a place I love to go, especially for lunch, Janet, here in the Burlington location.
It is fantastic, absolutely.
Welcome and thank you. I said you're loaded, and really, I've just been gleaning already today. But I want you to take us back to where your passion for whole bodies began.
Well, it began just after we were married because we were called to my father-in-law's bedside. He was dying of the complications of diabetes. He was 55 years old. He had always done what the doctors said, but he was diagnosed with diabetes at a time that insulin wasn't widely available. His mother was told, starve him and see how long he can live. And when insulin was developed, they thought it was a cure, but it isn't a cure. It just keeps you alive. And so then he didn't die right away when we thought he would. His kidneys got going again, but over 2 years he suffered terribly. So he had heart attacks, he lost all his teeth, he developed cataracts, and when they were removed he had diabetic retinopathy, so he was almost blind. He had gangrene and leg amputation. So we saw all of this suffering, and during that 2-year time, my husband developed the same condition, type 1 diabetes, the autoimmune type of diabetes. So I was left to ask, do I just wait for those things to happen to him, or is there something different that we could do? And I asked God to show me, what is it that we could do that might make a difference? And I didn't find the answer right away. It took a lot of perseverance. But there came a time where God showed me that food had power and that I could harness that power. And I didn't know how, but I was determined to follow that, because when God tells you to do something, you better do it.
I'm just going to quote Rick Warren's book. Food is the most powerful drug on the planet. Every bite is a powerful opportunity to create healing or infirmity. That's why we've got 2 sides here, right, Janet?
And you put me on the unhealthy food side. I wasn't sure why you did that. That's okay. You know, food is talking to your cells. What you ate for breakfast this morning, dinner last night, what you're going to eat for lunch or dinner tonight, whatever you eat, it's talking to your body. It's informing your cells. It's telling them, here's how to behave. It's helping them communicate with each other. It's forming the hormone functions of your body, your insulin response, your glucose response. And all of this is happening unknown to you. And food that you eat that isn't the right choice is telling your body, you're hungry, you need to eat more. It's fueling your cravings. It's fueling unnatural appetite. It's making you moody. It's making you tired. You're dragging yourself through the day. It's interfering with your sleep. Everything. Because you see, your body knows how to operate when it's given the right fuel. And so we've made a lot of errors, and we've done it trying to be healthy. So I brought some examples of mistakes we make. So for example, we think that we need to get our fiber, so we buy something like a brand cereal. We need to be getting our fiber from our fruits and vegetables, from our nuts and seeds, and from our legumes, not from a box of cereal. We buy a lot of fat-free things. So I have, you know, 0-fat yogurt. We think that if we eat low fat, we're going to lose weight. We're worried about cholesterol, and so we buy cholesterol-free, you know, pasta with no egg yolks, because now we're not eating cholesterol, so our cholesterol will be good. Well, that's false, because this will actually raise your cholesterol, and eating the egg yolks will not. Really? So we've made a lot of errors. So we buy things like margarine, thinking that if we don't have any saturated fats, we're going to have less fat, we're going to be less in our cholesterol problems. That's not true. We buy vegetable oils. One of the biggest mistakes that we make, thinking that this is from a vegetable. We want more vegetables. Well, yes, we want vegetables, but we don't want vegetable oil. That kind of oil will damage your body. You see, your cell membranes are made of fat, and the kind of fat you eat will impact how that cell works and communicates. So we need the right fats, and vegetable oils are not it. We buy low-salt things, thinking, well, then that's going to be a good thing. Or we buy fat-free because we think that's going to make us lose weight. And so we don't want to be fat. Or we buy blueberry waffles because we know blueberries have
Blueberries are good for you.
Blueberries are good for us. But my goodness, when you read the label, there's nothing in there that's good for you except maybe the blueberries, and hardly any of that.
Janet,
it's a problem.
A foundation for where you're going and where this Daniel Plan goes is real food. Now, how do we define real food?
it's hard for people to figure out what food is real. But I like to tell them, if you could think back before there was food processing. So let's go back to the Garden of Eden until Little House on the Prairie time. Any time in that time frame, anything that people ate was real. Somewhere between Little House on the Prairie and today, something went wrong. And now we don't know what real food is. So if you want to think what real food is, think back a couple of 100 years. What was available then? Was it available then? Was it available in this form then? Then it's real.
If it's grown on a plant, eat it. If it's made in a plant, leave it.
I like that.
Isn't that good?
I like that.
That helps.
That's true. So I brought a number of real foods to show people there's a huge variety of things that are real and healthy and that will make your body work properly. And you'll see such a difference from your hair, skin, and nails to your mood, to your sleep, to your energy, and to your appetite. And as a side benefit, the weight comes off. It's not about focusing on the weight. It's about getting healthy, and the weight falls away. And it's true. And I've seen it over and over and over and over. In fact, yesterday one of our staff said to me, you know, I've been doing this for a few weeks, and I've lost 30 pounds, and I'm not doing anything to make that come off. I changed how I'm eating. I'm not dieting. And that's such a wonderful invitation. So we have eggs, and we have nuts, and coconut oil, and ghee, and butter, and cream, and salt, and legumes, and chicken, and vegetables of all kinds, and lentils, and pumpkin seeds, and full-fat yogurt instead of fat-free. We don't want to be buying fat-free cottage cheese and fat-free yogurt. How does the milk come from the cow? It has fat in it. The fat helps us to absorb the minerals. It has fat-soluble vitamins. It's meant to be a package, and we've taken it apart and made something worse.
Janet, we need you back. And thankfully, you're going to be with us every Tuesday. I'm sure you still have lots of questions. A lot of them are answered in the Daniel Plant. Janet has a new book, Discover the Power of Food. I hope you're getting that message in this segment. Food is powerful. You are what you eat has real meaning. And we have Janet back next Tuesday. We have more right now, so stay there.